Think you're behind financially? What if you're actually doing better than most Americans? Because real financial success isn't about yachts or six-figure salaries, it's about cash flow, savings, and debt control.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever been scrolling through your social media feed, seen someone on a yacht in Greece, and just felt that little pang of financial dread? Yep, we've all been there. Well, today we're totally ditching that script. We're not talking about flashy cars or designer clothes. We're going to uncover the real signs that you're winning with money. The kinds of signs that have everything to do with sleeping well at night and almost nothing to do with your online profile. So first, let's do a quick reality check. We have to start here because there is this massive, massive gap between how wealth looks on the internet versus what's actually going on in people's bank accounts. And trust me, what you see is almost never what you get. The data really tells the story. 59%. Just let that number sink in for a minute. That's not some random stat. That's a huge chunk of Americans who are basically one unlucky break away from a financial crisis. It's a picture of financial fragility you are just not going to see on Instagram.
That's right. Think about it. One single unexpected expense. Your car's transmission goes out, you get a surprise medical bill, and boom, more than half the country has to reach for a credit card to solve the problem. We're not talking about a life-changing amount of money here. We're talking about $1,000. And this is the fundamental disconnect, right? Online, it's all highlight reels. It's perfect vacations, new cars, everyone living their best life. But for so many people, the actual day-to-day reality is this low-grade hum of stress, debt, and just uncertainty. So let's redefine what winning actually means. Because if you can avoid that stress, you are already way, way ahead of the curve.
So this brings us to the very first, and maybe the most underrated sign of winning with money. You have a financial safety net. Seriously, this isn't about being rich. It's about being ready for the curveballs life is absolutely going to throw at you. Here's the real test. When something goes wrong, and it will, what is your very first thought? If your brain immediately goes to, ugh, okay, I'll just move some cash from my savings, instead of, oh God, which credit card has room on it? Then you are winning. That right there is what real peace of mind feels like. So if you're a young professional just starting out, here is your playbook. It's super simple. First, open a high-yield savings account. It's a mouthful, I know. But all it means is you'll earn way more interest than a regular savings account, so your money actually works for you. Second, you have to automate it. Set up a transfer that happens the day you get paid, even if it's just 20 or 50 bucks. The goal? To slowly but surely build up that cushion of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. All right, so you're building your safety net. Awesome. Now let's talk about the other side of the equation, debt. You know you're really in control when your debt doesn't own you, and you've got a killer credit score to prove it. They really are two sides of the very same coin. Okay, if there's one number you absolutely have to know, it's this one, your debt-to-income ratio. Lenders look at this to figure out if you're a good risk. And the math is actually really simple. Just add up all your monthly debt payments, student loans, car payments, credit cards, and divide it by how much you make each month before taxes. That's it. So what's a good number? Well, the magic number that lenders love to see is anything below 36%. That means less than 36 cents of every single dollar you earn is going toward paying off debt. If you're in that zone, you're considered financially fit. You're in control. Now, when you manage your debt well, something awesome happens. Your credit score goes up. And that's another huge sign you're winning. The average FICO score in the US is around 713, which is pretty good. But the real cheat code, the thing that unlocks the best interest rates on loans, is getting that score above 740. That can save you thousands and thousands of dollars. So here's your action plan, your to-do list for this week. First, calculate your DTI. It'll take you 10 minutes. Second, go to annualcreditreport.com. That's the real free one. And pull your credit report. Check for mistakes. Then just focus on two things. Set up automatic payments so you never ever miss one, and try to keep your credit card balances below 30% of your limit. Do that and you're golden. Okay, once you've got your defense set up, you've got savings, you're managing debt, it's time to go on offense. And that means investing. This is the single most powerful tool you have for building actual long-term wealth. If you are putting money into the market, you're not just playing the game, you're playing to win. And you know what? You might be doing better than you think. The data shows that just over half of Americans have a retirement account, So if you're contributing to a 401k at work or you have an IRA, congratulations, you're already ahead of almost half the country. Just by showing up, you're on the winning team. So what's the game plan here? Well, step one is totally non-negotiable. You have to get your full employer 401k match. If you don't, you are literally turning down free money. Step two, your long-term goal is to work your way up to investing 20 to 25% of your income. And step three is the most important part. Keep it simple. You do not need to be a stock-picking genius. Just be consistent and stick to low-cost, proven index funds or ETFs. All right, we've talked a lot about the numbers, your savings, your debt, your investments, but real financial success, it goes way deeper than that. It's about your mindset, it's about your habits, it's about the entire relationship you have with money. You think making six figures automatically means you're winning? Not even close. Get this. A full 44% of people earning over 100 grand a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. What does that tell you? It proves that the number one sign of financial success isn't how big your paycheck is. It's how big the gap is between what you earn and what you spend. And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Social media makes us feel like we're in this endless competition with some guy named Chad who's apparently always on a boat. But the goal isn't to beat Chad. Who cares about Chad? The goal is to figure out what winning looks like for you and then build a financial life that makes it happen. So what are those other real signs you're winning the mental game of money? Well, it's not having that mini panic attack 2 days before payday. It's when you genuinely stop comparing your life to someone else's Instagram feed. It's when you're actively learning new skills to boost your career. And honestly, the ultimate prize? It's just sleeping well at night without that knot of money stress in your stomach. Okay, so this is all great, but how do you actually turn this stuff into a habit? I've got you covered. Here is a super simple weekly checklist you can use to stay on track and build some serious financial momentum. I want you to make this your new Sunday night ritual. It takes 5 minutes. Just a quick check-in. Did I pay my credit cards off? Yep. Did my automatic transfers to savings and investing go through? Check. Am I actually living within my means? Did I learn something new this week? And am I still on track for my big goals? This is how you build the habits that create real wealth. Now, of course, it's not always going to be a straight line. The biggest things that trip people up are usually mental. It's that constant pressure to compare yourself to others. It's that temptation to spend more every time you get a raise. That's lifestyle inflation. And it's a real dream killer. And sometimes it's just feeling so overwhelmed you don't even know where to begin. But just knowing these are the traps is the first step to avoiding them. So I'll leave you with this one question, because at the end of the day, this is really all that matters. Forget the noise, forget what everyone else is doing. Just ask yourself, is the way I'm using my money buying me more stress, or is it buying me more peace of mind? Focus on that, and you'll always be winning.
Start building real wealth. Follow for personal finance tips, saving strategies, and investing for beginners.